Hi, welcome to Elite Body and Mind. Today we're talking about how you can improve your heart rate and your blood pressure. Here we go. Hi, welcome to EBM. On this channel we improve your overall lifestyle. So if you're new here, consider subscribing so you can become part of the EBM community. Yesterday we spoke about health and how you can improve yours. Now today I'm going to give you some tools on how you can improve it from the comfort of your own home. I'm going to particularly talk about your heart and your blood pressure. So your heart and blood pressure, why are they important to your overall health? Well, your heart pumps blood around your body, delivering oxygen to your muscles and your brain for them to function correctly. At your heart's maximum capacity, around 200 beats per minute depending on your age, one single red blood cell can go from your heart all around your body and back to your heart within about 6 seconds. Not bad for something that's only 1/1,000,000th of a millimeter in size. To put that in perspective, a hydrogen atom is 8 times as big. However, your heart rate isn't always 200 beats per minute. A normal range for someone who is average proportions is between 100 beats per minute and 60 beats per minute. A well-trained athlete can be as low as 40 beats per minute. Understanding what your usual heart rate is will help you identify when you become ill, because often your heart rate is a lot higher when you are ill because your body is fighting off diseases. Another thing that a high heart rate can tell you is if you've got some kind of heart disease. It also can identify if you've hurt yourself in some way, i.e. something you can't see, for example, internal kidney damage. Fortunately, you can read your heart rate rather easily. If you take your jugular venous pulse, which is if you put 2 fingers to your neck, just under your jawline, there's an artery running up there which connects to your heart, which is called the pulmonary artery. If you put 2 fingers just there and count to 60, that will be your pulse for that minute. However, do you understand, if you stood up or walking around like I am, your heart rate will be higher. So it's best to do this when you sat down. Once you've done your 60 seconds, you'll have a pulse or a figure. Usually, as I said before, it's in the range of about 60 to 100. Although, due to human error, sometimes checking your pulse like this can be inaccurate. So how do you do it perfectly? Well, it's called the Polar RS 400. This is the gold standard heart rate monitor that money can buy. Okay, so it's the best that money can buy. I actually use this in my master's degree for sport and exercise science. So, if you like to check it out and like to check your heart rate perfectly using the Polar RS 400, then there's a link listed in the description below. Moving now to the second part of the video, we're going to talk about blood pressure. Your blood pressure is equally, if not more important than your heart rate, because it can potentially tell you and identify any heart conditions or heart problems you are likely or unlikely to have in the future. High blood pressure means your heart and your arteries are under a high amount of stress, which could lead to a heart attack, a stroke, or it could be a sign that you have kidney disease. If you do have high blood pressure, don't panic, because it sometimes can be hereditary. So go and ask your parents if they have high blood pressure, or if your grandma and granddad had high blood pressure, because chances are if they have it, you're going to have it too. However, if they say, no, there's no history of high blood pressure in our family, you can still treat it. So, what you need to do is exercise daily for a longer period of time if you're already exercising. Consume less salt and drink less alcohol. They are the 3 ways that you will be able to reduce that high blood pressure to a normal blood pressure. On the flip side, if you have low blood pressure, then don't panic either, because you can treat that very, very easily. What you have to do though is eat an increased amount of salt. But what's the optimum level? Well, the optimal level of salt per day is 8.2 grams. Don't exceed this and try not to eat less than this. Try and eat 8 grams, and if you can, if you're precise enough, eat 8.1 grams of salt per day. You also need to drink a lot more fluid, so incorporate a daily routine of drinking water consistently throughout the day. Also, avoid standing up for long periods of time, and avoid lifting heavy weights at the gym, or if you're moving house or anything like that. Just don't lift any heavy weights. Unfortunately, to measure your blood pressure isn't quite as easy as measuring your heart rate, where you could just put 2 fingers to your neck. Or you could buy the Polarized 400 for an absolute perfect measurement. So, you need to have a machine to do this. Now, the gold standard is a mercury sphygmomanometer. Now, if you don't understand what I said, the word is there. There's a link listed in the description where you can purchase one if you so desire. I would highly recommend it. This machine will give you 2 values. The first will be a high value, which is called your systolic blood pressure. The second will be the lower value, which is called your diastolic blood pressure. The optimum blood pressure you can have is 20/80. So that means your systolic blood pressure is 120, that's the top value, and your diastolic blood pressure is 80, which is the bottom value. Obviously, not everyone's the same, so there's a healthy range that you can go into. So for the systolic blood pressure, or the top number, that's 120 to 40. So there's your range for that number. And the bottom number is the diastolic blood pressure, and the range for that is 80 to 89. If you are not within those 2 ranges, please go consult with a doctor. They will try to understand why your blood pressure is either high or why it's so low. If you don't, you could be leaving yourself exposed and give yourself a huge, massive, unprecedented risk of heart-related diseases. So please go consult a doctor. Remember, your health is so important, not just for you, but for everyone around you. So go and get yourself checked out. If you enjoyed this video and found the information useful, please share it on social media so other people can benefit from this information. Tomorrow's video will be about how you can make the best investment of your life, so make sure you tune in for that. But until then, as always, thanks for watching.